and a very welcome to the weekly podcast. I'm your host, Gurtej Atwal. Today we have our guests, Julia and Janice. They don't need any introduction, but we'll learn more about them today. They are great volunteers in the city of Tracy as well as in Central Valley. So we'll learn about REITs across America and Gone but Not Forgotten Veterans Project from them. So thank you very much for joining. Welcome, Julia and Janice.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll request first Julia. Julia, we all know you, but will you please share some of your personal, professional journey and how you got engaged with REITs across America and what that project is all about?
My name's Julia Conover. I live in Tracy. My son Brandon was a Marine, and he was killed in Iraq January 20th, 2006, and he's buried here in Tracy at Tracy Cemetery in a section called Little Arlington. I heard about Wreaths Across America. It's a national nonprofit program that puts wreaths on the headstones of our veterans. So I wanted to get Brandon a wreath for his headstone, but it's like, okay, I can't just get Brandon. I have to get all of the veterans. So I got together with two of my other Gold Star moms, and we decided to get wreaths. And we've been doing it for 8 years. Our first year, we only got 235 wreaths, I think, and they actually brought them to my house, and we took them to Tracy Cemetery. And then now we're in our 8th year, and we have 2,281 veterans buried at Tracy Cemetery. And the last 2 years, we've gotten a wreath for every veteran. And the way it works is you sponsor a wreath. It's $15, and they ship out fresh wreaths to us a couple of days before the event. This year, it's going to be December 18th at 10 a.m. We have a short ceremony, and then we lay the wreaths. And it's to honor our veterans and make sure that they are not forgotten. And of course, the reason I started it was because of Brandon. And it's a project near and dear to my heart because I want to make sure that our veterans aren't forgotten. And for every wreath that we have sponsored, the American Gold Star Moms in my chapter get $5, and we put that $5 towards different veteran projects. And one of them is Janice's, and then the Troop Pack in Manteca, and then we also take care of Dignity Alcove in Stockton, and Palo Alto. We have a program there called Foundation of Recovery. It's for addicts, recovering addicts, and most of them are homeless. So we go and give them a meal and give them blankets and toiletry items and things like that. And I was into doing the wreaths for 2 years, and I met Janice, and she told me about the project that she does, and of course it was a natural thing for us to get together. So she does the cemetery 11 months out of the year, and then Wreaths does it for December. And so we've just collaborated ever since.
Thank you very much, Julia. First of all, I want to thank your son, your family, and all the families of veterans. So who kind of teaches us or the younger generation about the value of our freedom and the importance of honoring those who sacrifice so much to protect those who are free.
Yes, we want to make sure they're not forgotten.
Right, and and the REITs are from across America. So I was reading in 2008, they were at 300 locations across United States. They did put the REITs in. It is all volunteering based. So
yes, like all volunteers.
And anybody is more than welcome. So in 2008, there were around 60,000 volunteers who participated. Then in 2014, it expanded to 1,000 locations, and around 700,000 wreaths. They were honored to honor our veterans at 1,000 locations. So it is getting bigger and bigger with the help of volunteers, and always grateful and thankful to you who allow all the volunteers to join you, irrespective of their background, irrespective of their age. it helps them remember the veterans, to honor them, and to learn so what the values are. So sincerely grateful for that. And Janice, so please share your personal, professional, as well as about the Gone But Not Forgotten Veterans Project that you initiated here in the city of Tracy.
Well, I was born here in Tracy and have been back for about 23 years. I'm a private caregiver and house manager for an elderly couple, and actually, he is a Navy veteran. I've been with them almost 6 years. Um, oh, started Gone But Not Forgotten 9 years ago after my brother passed away. Um, he wasn't a veteran, but my uncle, my grandfather, and my brother's best friend were veterans. And my brother's buried out Tracy Cemetery. And I noticed there was a lot of, oh, sorry, uh, a lot of veterans towards the front of Little Arlington that weren't decorated. Every time I would go out there, it really bothered me because I just didn't think it was right. So one day I had taken a girlfriend to go visit my brother and stopped at the front of Little Arlington and said, I want to do something about this. And she said, well, what do you have in mind? And I said, I don't know, but these veterans need to be honored. And the next day, Facebook page was built. Then I think 2 weeks later was our first Spruce Up event. And we were super excited because we were able to decorate 5 rows. And it just kind of escalated from there and has grown and gotten bigger. And now we go out just about every 4 to 6 weeks and do different sections of the cemetery. We average, when we do Little Arlington, we do them every other month, and we do all of Little Arlington, every Spruce Up that we do, and at least 1 or 2 sections beyond that. So it's grown unbelievably. A few years ago, I had met Chuck and Terry Palmer, the founders of the Corporal Charles O. Palmer II Memorial Troop Support Program, and started helping them with the troop packs, and they talked to me about going under their nonprofit umbrella, and I just became part of the MTSP family. So on top of handling the cemetery out here, we also help with the care packages. We do a Christmas pack out here in Tracy, and I will have that information soon because we get to do it again after 2 years without because of COVID. We also help with other veterans programs here, and obviously Reese Across America. MTSP, as a family, we also do things like if there's a veteran in the Central Valley in need who, say, his car broke down and needs help with, the bill, or they need food, or they need help with a medical bill or a deposit, we do our best to try to help our veterans in this area. We also have, gotten so big in the grand scheme of things in the Central Valley. Anyway, it's very means a lot to me to be able to help so many veterans locally. We also are a part of something called Mission Restore Bronze Markers. So the flat bronze markers, if a family member wants it restored to its original luster, they can send us a private message, and I have a point person named Teresa. It is also a nationwide effort, and they can tell us what cemetery local. If it's not local and it's somewhere out of state, then we can find somebody who will restore that marker for them.
No,
that's pretty much, I think, covers it.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Janice. Always grateful to you for what you do for the veterans and allow everybody around you to be part of this initiative. So, Julia, what kinds of programs in a year are being conducted by Reach Across America and Gone But Not Forgotten Veterans Project in Central Valley? So where everybody is welcome, and what kinds of programs are they, and how anybody can engage or volunteer in those programs?
We have a Facebook page called Wreaths Across America Tracy that people can go on to Facebook and look and see what our events are. We haven't been able to have too many events because of COVID, and we usually do different fundraising, but because of lack of people to work in the restaurants and things, we haven't been able to do like a Applebee fundraiser here in Tracy, and bingo. We're still trying to do some events. We're going to be at the farmers market this Saturday, so if someone would like to sponsor a wreath, they can come down and sponsor a wreath. I have instructions on how you can sponsor a wreath on the Tracy Wreaths Across America page, and what else?
We this Saturday there is a troop pack event in Manteca at Refuge Church at 8:30. Everybody is welcome. Then we have a pancake breakfast at the Manteca Applebee's to help pay for postage, because when we send a care package, for example, last 3 weeks ago we did a troop pack event and we packed 282 boxes, I believe. It's $20 a box on average to send each of those boxes. And so we're constantly, and if we do one pack a month at anywhere from 200 to 300 boxes, you can kind of see where that adds up very quick. And that's not even including what is in the box. We send care packages all over the world. And we not only send them to men and women, but we also send them to canines. So our canine soldiers are not forgotten either. You can look at Gone But Not Forgotten Veterans Project on Facebook, and I'm always posting the events, whatever we're involved in. Wreaths Across America Tracy or the Charles O. Palmer II Memorial Troop Support Program Facebook page also has all of our events. And CorporalPalmerSupport.com also has a website where you can donate or find all the events, has the Amazon wish list and everything else.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. So there are many opportunities for anybody, for our younger kids, school-going students, college-going, or anybody around, multiple opportunities to engage and volunteer in multiple programs. So thank you.
Yes, and they get their hours for school. So if they need volunteer hours, please come join us at any of our events.
Yeah, no, thank you. So highly encouraged. And you both are doing it for many years. So you are interacting with our younger generation, younger school-going as well as college-going students. From that perspective, so how does this initiative, from your experience, it helps in teaching our younger generation about the value of their freedom and the importance of honoring those who sacrifice so much for the freedom that everybody of us enjoy today?
I think it really instills value to the kids. I know that we have high school students, and we've even had younger that come, and once they've packed a box or been out at the cemetery or come to Wreaths Across America, they want to do more. West High's JROTC collected for troop pack events. We have 3 or 4 different programs, high school programs, that come and help at our events. And it really instills in them the importance of those that are gone but not forgotten. And it shows them to, a respect and honor.
It makes it real for them, because a lot of the kids see stuff on TV or on the internet, but when they actually come to these events like the Wreaths Across America ceremony and the troop pack, they see that it's real. And so I think that brings a lot to them.
Yeah, no, and it's a real time. They can have an interaction with the veteran families or the veterans who will be serving as volunteers among them, and they can get encouraged from those inspirational stories that they have around them. So it's a great initiative, especially for, as you mentioned, ROTC, Scout, Guide, and school-going, college-going students if they are engaged in these programs. Yeah, on the screen we are showing, yeah, some of the Scout troops and the REITs that every year they come to the Arlington and they help out. And Julian, Janice, which cemeteries uh, in Central Valley you cover?
Well, Reese Across America Tracy just does the Tracy Cemetery. I know the only other one nearby that does Reese Across America, because each cemetery has have a point person, is Santanella.
Yes.
And then Dixon.
Yes. Yeah. They everyone has their own program, so it's run with Reese Across America, but it's run separately. So all the donations that I get, they're all going to go to our Tracy Cemetery.
With Gone But Not Forgotten, I concentrate on Tracy Cemetery. We have done some stuff with the East Union Cemetery in Manteca. I've had some people that would be interested in possibly expanding what we do at the Tracy Cemetery with Gone But Not Forgotten. But the problem is, for example, the cemetery out at Santanella. Santanella, every 2 weeks, completely cleans everything off of all of their veterans' graves. And before I ever started Gone But Not Forgotten, I went in and talked to them and said, you know, if we're going to do this, is our stuff going to stay up? And they said, absolutely. And so that's what was so important to me with doing Tracy Cemetery, is I have, you know, so many things and so many family members out there. And it just means so much to me. And it's really helped me heal from losing my brother. He was only 38 when he passed away. And I've shown his daughter, you know, she's very proud of what I've done for her dad. She's 16 now. But our Mission Restore bronze markers can be anywhere in the Central Valley. All they have to do, if they want a bronze marker restored and they're a veteran, all they have to do is contact us, and we'll get somebody out there to restore it.
Right, and always volunteers are welcome. As you mentioned, that the young kids, they are very much encouraged, and once they get involved, they'll see the value, and this will continue for generations to come. So grateful for your thoughtfulness. Yeah, and Janice, you volunteer a lot in the city of Tracy as well as across the Central Valley, wherever you get an opportunity. So you were awarded and honored as From the Heart Award by the city of Tracy this year. So can you share us something about this award? So what is your message to every citizen? So how they should get engaged and how small steps or small initiatives do add value?
I was quite shocked when I received that, or got the message that I was going to receive that award, but very proud. My project started from the heart, and it's just kind of expanded from there. So it really, of all the awards, I kind of felt like that one was probably the most appropriate. When I'm not working and I'm not spending time with my granddaughter, 9 times out of 10, I'm volunteering for something, whether it be troop packs, whether it be with Julia, whether it be farmer's market, you know, doing stuff out at the cemetery. Last weekend, weekend before last, on September 11th, I was with Animal Rescue of Tracy, and we had a table showing our canine box and showing pictures from when the canines get their box and their handlers get their boxes. And it really does mean the world to me. And I truly, truly appreciate it.
No, thank you very much, Janice. So, Julian, Janice, and anything that comes to your mind, any message for our school, college-going students, so how they can approach their lifestyle or their day-to-day activities. So, what is the value or what you learned by volunteering? Because it's not just you are spending your time, so you are engaging with the community, helping them in many ways, it may have personally kind of touched you. Yeah, this thing we are doing, it is
We're losing
everybody.
sound. We're losing sound. I'll be right
Okay,
back.
okay. Yeah, no, we are learning from Julia and Janice, who are working hard in our Central Valley to volunteer in all the aspects. And we always encourage everybody to volunteer. Yeah, no, but I was saying, Julia and Janice, so your message for young school and college going students, the value of volunteering. You are volunteering in many aspects, and you may have learned from your experience the value of giving back your time in any smaller or any bigger way. So, what's your message for them?
I think it really grounds you. Um, Everything that's happened in the last couple of years with COVID has really taught people the value of family and community. And oh, there we go again. Uh, I mean, it makes you feel so good when you've accomplished something, and especially this day and age with cell phones and computers and laptops and TikTok and everything else, to spend an hour or 2 hours taking yourself away from that and showing what you can still do and how much it means. I mean, when we help a veteran, it's just amazing. When we finish out at the cemetery, the the feeling that you get is just overwhelming because you feel so good for how you've made it look and how you've honored them and continue to honor them. I mean, we have veterans. When we did the spruce up weekend before last, we spruced up a Spanish American War veteran. So they all need to be honored, and not I never want to take away from the families that still have members or family that's buried out here. If the family's taking care of them, great. If they need a flag, we'll add a flag. But a lot of family members have moved away or passed away, and we just want to make sure that they get honored. And it's important because if we don't have kids that help us and they don't learn the value of volunteering for any of these things, it's not going to move forward. So it's so important for the younger generation to get involved and to know why.
Yes, know why. They need to remember the past. And so for their future endeavors, it shows respect and honor. And there's so many kids that aren't getting that. And so by doing what we do, we're showing honor and respect. So we're hoping that we're good examples for them.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Julian, Janice, and Janice, as you mentioned about the feeling. So, as I have known you, your programs since long, so there is a different feeling once you go there. So, as you have mentioned, the screens and the social media, so this is very much distracting, especially for our school and college going students. So, I'll encourage everybody listening at least once, give it a try, just participate in these programs. So these are great programs run by our own volunteers who are very much welcoming. So you cannot get an experience unless you go with your family once to these programs. Just if you'll attend once, you will see how welcoming these volunteers, Julia, Janice, and all the volunteers that come there, how welcoming they are as a family. So
It
everybody
really
should,
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody should get some time, visit there, and get a feel. Then there are multiple programs, whichever suits you, your children, your friends, you can get engaged in those. And before we say goodbye, so any final message, Julia and Janice, that is in your mind for our audience?
we
We had over 300 volunteers for Wreaths Across America, and I have so many people contact me because of the message that we give, and they want to bring their kids, and so their kids can see what the adults are doing. And I have a daughter who's in the Navy. She's been in for 15 years. She's currently serving. So being a Blue Star mom and a Gold Star mom, everything that we do for veterans is very important to me. And I want that to be important to everyone else as much as it is to me.
I agree. I'm not a Gold Star or Blue Star mom, but I am a huge supporter of veterans past and present, and probably future, I'm sure. I just take an hour. Come out for a day. You know, it's going to take an hour out of your day. We do have to do Gone But Not Forgotten on Sunday mornings, and I know sometimes that affects people with their church schedules. But Sunday is the only day that I don't have to worry about ever interrupting a funeral. We used to try to do it on Saturdays, and I would have to call 2 days before, and they'd be like, "Oh, sorry, you can't do it." That is why we switched to Sundays. We do put 2 bunches of flowers and a flag on each veteran that has a vase, and if it doesn't, then we just put a flower lei around the base. It really is. I mean, trust me, you will like it if you come out and volunteer with us. When you pack a box, and when if you write a letter to a service member, and you get a letter back from them, I mean, they say of all the things that they get, that's the most important, is knowing that they have support at home from us, and that we are thinking of them and we are praying for them, and we want their safe return, and we are there for them. And it just means the world to them when they get a letter from home.
Yeah, no, this is a great opportunity for everybody to engage and remember our fallen U.S. veterans, to honor those who serve, and to teach our children, as well as get an opportunity to learn the value of freedom. So thank you very much, Julie and Janice, for your time. And you have all the information on the Facebook pages, as you mentioned. So anybody listening, please look at that information and participate in whichever program you like to. And if you have any questions, feel free to message Julie and Janice on Facebook. Otherwise, send us the questions. We will forward those questions to them, get answered, and we'll see you next week with another podcast, for the weekly podcast. For any question, any feedback, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much, Julie and Janice.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Have a great evening.
You too. Thank you.